Thank you for joining us. In this video segment, we're going to discuss how to operate your machine in both start-stop and constant run control. All of the machines that we currently have in population with your organization are outfitted with this feature. This will allow your machine to run in start-stop control in off-peak periods, and then when you become busy and there's high demand on the air compressor, you can turn this machine over to where it is in constant run mode, therefore taking the excessive load, if you would, off of the start windings on the electric motor, therefore increasing the life and reducing the heat in the windings on your motor. We'll be taking some close-up shots of a couple of different styles of compressors so you can see how this is done. Okay. We've got a couple of different models of compressors out there. You have this style of pump, which is a 2-cylinder K pump, and you can find the dual control switch mounted underneath the pressure switch, and it's simply just a little ball valve here. When the ball valve is in the up and down position, that's what we would call start-stop position. The machine will build to 125 psi and shut off. When the valve is opened, allowing air to move through the pilot valve and up to the head on the compressor pump, when the pump reaches 125 psi, pressure will come into the head, pushing down on the unloader valves and allowing this pump to go into an idled position. And at that point, it will cycle back and forth between loaded and unloaded, while the whole time allowing the electric motor to remain running all the time. You have a little different configuration on a G pump, and we'll show you here. We have a G 4-cylinder style pump. The electric motor, it's a 3-horsepower motor, and on these models, the constant run control is located, and pressure switch is located back by the electric motor. And again, when the valve is in line with the pilot valve, it is set to run in constant run, and all you got to do to switch it over to start-stop is to turn the valve 90 degrees, allowing the pressure switch to build pressure and shut off the electricity at pressure. Okay, now what I'm going to demonstrate on this K pump is what a machine sounds like, obviously in start-stop operation. Okay, and I'm going to turn this machine on. We're already at 100 pounds of pressure, so it's going to run a short time, run up to 125, and we'll shut down for us. There you go. Now, the pressure has hit the pressure switch, disconnected the power at the pressure switch, which is now turned off the electric motor. Okay, that's fine for an off-peak period. But if we get into high demand situations, we want to instead turn this over to constant run application, which will allow air to flow through the pilot valve and up to the head and unload the head. So I'm going to bleed off a little pressure here at the manual bleeder. To allow the pump to restart. Pump should be kicking on here momentarily when it gets down to about 100 pounds. There we go. Now, pump is actually restarted in an unloaded situation. So as you can see, the electric motor is in a constant run situation, allowing the pump to remain unloaded. I'll drain off some more pressure. below 90 psi. Now the pump is kicked back on, allowing the pump to pressurize. And then around 120 pounds, kicks the pressure, the pilot valve again, sends a signal up to the head, allowing the head to unload. Now, we do not recommend, hold on, I'll shut this pump down. Okay, here we go.